My name is Erin Starkey. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I work for ComPsych, which is an employee assistance program provider. Going to counseling for the first time can bring up a lot of questions, and the wonderful thing about seeking professional mental health services is that it really is a partnership with you and the counselor that you're working with. You might also discuss what some of the goals or things that you're wanting to work on in those sessions are, and you have a dialogue together around those goals, and then set benchmarks and come up with different mechanisms to help you reach those goals. Confidentiality is a very important part of counseling. Any licensed professional are required to keep information shared between you and your counselor confidential. There can be exceptions to this. If you share thoughts of harming yourself or someone else, by law, that professional may need to share that information with someone else for your safety and the safety of others. But certainly, confidentiality is something that's very important and taken very seriously and is not a concern that you should have. When you seek professional help for an emotion like feeling down, one thing that might come from that time spent with a counselor is that you can learn new ways to cope with that feeling. You might be given new tools such as mindfulness or journaling. You might also be given just a new perspective. When you meet with a counselor, it's really an opportunity to dialogue. You might want to consider if you've been feeling down for what seems to be an exceptionally long period of time. Also think about if you have been feeling down in a way that's interfering from your ability to do things in life that you normally enjoy. Spending time with friends, is it interfering with your ability to do normal day-to-day activities with loved ones? Is your feeling down having an impact on your ability to be productive at work? These are all things that you might want to consider. If someone's having thoughts of hurting themselves, it's something that should be taken very seriously. If it's an immediate threat, obviously contacting local emergency services or seeking help from a doctor or a therapist can be very important. It can also be important to think about if there's an opportunity to use counseling or professional help as a way to keep someone from getting to a place where they feel like there's despair in their life that they can't come out of. If you're having thoughts of feeling suicidal or you feel really stuck in life and you're not sure what to do, it's important to remember that there are people that care about you and that there are people that can help you move away from those types of feelings, that can help provide you the tools and the resources that you might need to begin to see things differently. Everyone can benefit from talking to a counselor. We all have times during our life when we have the ability and the tools to get through hard times, and sometimes things are much more challenging than we anticipate them to be. It can be helpful to seek counseling on a regular basis as a part of prevention or just as a part of your general wellness strategy. If you think about it, we often go to the doctor every year for an annual checkup. We go to the dentist on a regular basis just to make sure everything's okay. And counseling can be the same way. With daily demands of work, possibly children, being in a relationship, trying to achieve major goals, we often feel a lot of stress and anxiety. Seeking out counseling or professional help can certainly help with that. You can learn different tools on how to cope with that stress. You might learn different physical techniques, like how to do deep breathing or mindfulness activities. It might simply just be time just for yourself to slow down, to focus, to recharge, so that you can face all of those responsibilities with more energy. Oftentimes, if we are a parent or we have children that we care for, we can wonder about their behavior. Is it developmentally appropriate? Is it interfering with their ability to do their job, which is go to school? Are you seeing behaviors at home that are upsetting? And are the people that are involved with your child in other aspects of their life, like their teacher or maybe a sports coach, also seeing these behaviors and having concerns? It's important to think about, too, if there's been a big change in your child's life. We often don't realize that our children process emotions just like we do. They observe things just like we do. So if there's been a death in the family, if you have made a move, if maybe they're about to be a big brother or a big sister, right? Any major life event or change in that child's life is oftentimes a great opportunity to give your child time to talk to somebody else. It can also be an opportunity to seek help for yourself. Parenting is tough, and so it's okay if you need support during that time also, or maybe even as a family together. Loneliness is something that we're hearing a lot about these days. With the influence of technology, the busyness of our lives, the demands of work, of family, even though we're constantly surrounded by people and we may feel like we have a huge community, a lot of friends on social networking sites, there can still be feelings of isolation and loneliness. And sometimes, because we have all of those connections, it can be even harder to admit that we're having those feelings or to be okay with recognizing and seeking help for them. Substance abuse is something that's very challenging, not only for the individual, but for those that care about them. You might feel responsible for trying to figure out if somebody has a problem. And really, that's not the responsibility that you need to hold alone. It can be a really good idea to contact your employee assistance program. When you do that, a master's level clinician can help you assess the problem and decide what resources might be best suited to help that person. We're hearing more and more about mental health in the news. It's interesting. Counseling certainly has become more present in our day-to-day lives, whether that be through the news or maybe people just talking about it more. It has become more socially acceptable to seek counseling and mental health services. With increased ability to use technology, we're often able to meet individuals where they are. We have the ability to provide telecounseling services, video counseling services. There are apps and websites that can help people seek mental health and counseling services. Counseling has become more accessible, allowing individuals to feel more connected and to get help in ways that they are comfortable with. There's no problem too big or too small to reach out to the Employee Assistance Program for. We're here and happy to help anytime.